I help you?
Yes, my son-in-law called. He went playing golf this morning at 9:30. My daughter's been missing since this morning. She's 8 months pregnant. She took her dog for a walk in the park. My name is Ron. I'm her stepdad.
Okay, what is your name? Ron.
Ranski.
G-R-A-N-S-K-Y?
R-A-N-T-S-K-I. Her husband, Scott Peterson, is on his way over the park to try to...
What's your stepdaughter's name?
Scott Peterson.
No, your stepdaughter.
Laci Peterson.
Laci, P-T-E-R-S-O-N, right?
P-E-T-E-R-S-O-N.
And she's white, black, Hispanic, Asian?
She's Portuguese and white.
How old is she?
She's 26.
What time did she leave the house and didn't come back?
That we don't know. We just got a call from our son-in-law. Said he left this morning at 9:30 to play golf. He just got home about a half hour ago. Nowhere around.
And she's 8 months pregnant, you said?
Pardon?
You said she's 8 months pregnant?
Yes, ma'am.
The dog came home without the leash, right?
The dog came home on the leash without her.
Okay, you're going to... So her husband's looking for her right now. Are you going to stay here at the...
I'll stay here if I have to stay here.
We're going to send a master over there as soon as they're available. Okay, you're at right now.
Okay, good.
Okay, and her husband's name was?
Scott.
Scott Peterson. Do you know what he's wearing?
No, he just called me from the house. I have no idea. He's walking, he's going over there looking for him. He's not in his house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to come out as soon as they're available.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to J is for Justice. I am your host, Jay, with you today, and welcome to my channel. If you like what you see here today, please consider subscribing. And if you could give this video a thumbs up, that is always greatly appreciated.
The live guest on a podcast called J is for Justice.
I think there's just hope that she returns no matter what. Oh my God, that's Megan's house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then...
Wait a second, you guys. We have breaking news.
All of a sudden in the chat, there was breaking news that there was a raid going on in Houston, Texas.
It may be connected to a high-profile case.
That's her best friend.
There's a lot of buzz on the news and on the internet at the potential of Scott Peterson receiving a new trial. Dre and I are working on a deep dive into this case. But first, I wanted to give a brief timeline of the case itself. Did you know that you can listen to J is for Justice anywhere that you can listen to a podcast? Search us up on your favorite podcast player today. Now, let's do this. So as we look back, when this all happened, Laci Peterson disappeared on Christmas Eve of 2002. Scott Peterson told police that he had been fishing in Berkeley that day, and when he came home, she was gone. Nearly 4 months later in April, the bodies of Laci and her unborn son were found a few miles from where Peterson said he was fishing.
Pretty much got all I'm going to do. Let's just go over what we already talked about so I can make some notes. See if you remember something that you don't, maybe you don't know you remember. So, today, just tell me about the morning.
Okay. I don't know what time I got up. Probably Laci got up and went and assumed she had some show for breakfast. She eats right when she wakes up, otherwise she gets sick because she's pregnant. I laid around in bed longer. I got up at 8 o'clock probably or so. Showered. We were watching her favorite show, Martha Stewart. Watched a little bit of that.
You didn't watch the whole thing, though?
No.
You remember what part you saw? I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah. Some cooking deal. I don't know.
Okay.
Cookies of some sort. They're talking about what to do with meringue.
And I can't remember. Your house, you had the converted garage area, is that your TV room like?
Yeah.
Is that where you were then? Okay, did you eat any breakfast?
Yeah, I had a bowl of cereal.
Okay, and then what? When did you realize you were going to go fishing?
Oh, that was a morning decision. It's either go play golf at the club or go fishing.
Okay.
Seemed too cold to go play golf at the club, so yeah, just decided to 9:30 or whatever than that. Just told her what she was going to do for the day, and
okay, so she told you what she was going to do for the day.
yeah.
And what was that?
She's going to finish cleaning up. Like I said, she's mopping the kitchen floor. Take the dog for a walk, and then she's going to the store to buy for Christmas morning breakfast tomorrow. And that was going to be involved prep. So that was her, just prepping the breakfast, and she's going to make gingerbread cookies for tonight.
5 days after the bodies were found, Scott Peterson was arrested. Investigators found a strand of hair matching hairs on Laci's hairbrush, stuck to pliers on his boat. In 2004, he was convicted of murdering Laci and his unborn son, Connor. He was sentenced to death row.
Scott Peterson, on death row for the murder of his pregnant wife, Laci, is speaking out for the first time about the guilty verdict.
I was staggered by it. I had no idea it was coming.
The trial of Scott Peterson riveted the nation back in 2005. When the verdict came down, people cheered in the streets.
We find the defendant, Scott Lee Peterson, guilty of the crime of murder of Laci Denise Peterson.
Peterson describes that moment in a phone call to his sister Janie.
There's just like this amazing, horrible physical reaction that I had. I couldn't feel my feet on the floor. I couldn't feel the chair I was sitting in. My vision was even a little blurry, and I just had this weird sensation that I was falling forward and down, and there was going to be no end to this falling forward and down, like there was no floor to land on.
August of this year, the state Supreme Court overturned Peterson's death sentence, and justices cited significant errors in jury selection.
Development in a case that gripped the Bay Area 16 years ago. The state Supreme Court today overturned the death penalty sentence of Scott Peterson. He's the Modesto man convicted of murdering his wife Laci Peterson and the couple's unborn child. NBC Bay Area's Joe Rosado Jr. shows us while the court upheld his guilty verdict, the penalty phase may be going back to court.
If you were to set your Wayback Machine for the winter of 2004, chances are every headline, every newscast would include the trial of Scott Peterson, the Modesto fertilizer salesman accused of murdering his wife Laci and their unborn son, Connor.
It was bigger than OJ. It was bigger than the Manson case.
The Redwood City trial lasted 6 months, with the jury convicting Peterson of murdering his wife on Christmas would include the trial of Scott Peterson, the Modesto fertilizer salesman accused of murdering his wife Laci and their unborn son, Connor.
It was bigger than OJ. It was bigger than the Manson case.
The Redwood City trial lasted 6 months, with the jury convicting Peterson of murdering his wife on Christmas Eve of 2000. The court ultimately upheld Peterson's murder conviction, but today's ruling gives his attorneys the option of seeking a new penalty phase trial or accept a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Johnson says either way, Peterson's attorneys will likely appeal his case to a federal court, raising the possibility a trial of the decade could have a part 2. Joe Rosado Jr., NBC Bay Area News.
And then last week, we saw the court ruled that a judge must consider whether Peterson's murder convictions should be tossed out because of juror misconduct. We will continue following the latest developments on this case on J is for Justice on YouTube and also on Facebook.